As of November 1, 2024, the outlook for natural gas and related funds, BOIL, KOLD, UNG, reflects ongoing market challenges and opportunities. US natural gas prices have seen modest fluctuations, with the Henry Hub spot price staying below $3 per BTU due to higher than expected storage levels and moderate winter demand projections. Looking forward, the US Energy Information Administration, EIA, expects stable domestic consumption, while export demand, particularly for liquefied natural gas, continues to expand, driven by global energy needs. LNG exports are projected to reach new highs, reinforcing the US's role as a major LNG supplier through new infrastructure expansions in the next few years. For leveraged ETFs like BOIL and KOLD, this outlook suggests continued volatility tied to both seasonal demand shifts and broader export dynamics. G'day folks, welcome back to another update for the natural gas and ETFs. Before you go any further, hit that like and subscribe button, support the channel. So here we've got the natural gas monthly, weekly, daily trends. On the monthly, it's still somewhat bullish. The CCI has broken above its moving average, although it's struggling to break above the moving averages of the price chart. On the weekly, it's been bullish now for a number of weeks, and as you can see, it's also well above its respective moving averages, but the CCI is actually starting to weaken, as you can see there. On the daily, more closely, you can see there it's broken down through the moving averages on the CCI, giving us a bearish outlook after touching this minor resistance at 30.96. So I've drawn the support resistance lines there, the major ones and the minor ones. And actually you can see there the CCI is now dropping off on the daily. Now if we go to the intraday charts, we only take short trades. We only go in direction of the higher time frame. So in this case, if the daily is short, and it's trending below the moving averages, we take short trades only on the 1 hour or the intraday, whichever you choose to trade. Now going back here, just a bit of history, we did have a bearish divergence, lower highs in the CCI versus higher highs in the price. Broke down, hit our minimum target range, that 23-38% Fibonacci range, and it's actually fallen well below that and well below that 61%. So we may see further declines. But notice at the moment, as I said, you only take short trades, and I've added the short arrows here for short entries. And if you had entered into that one, you would have still been in a trade possibly. I prefer to exit when the CCI breaks into that moving average band and then re-enter it when it breaks out of the band again. And you would have closed it out again. You can see there the CCI gives you better results generally when it hits the moving average band. But at the moment, the CCI is broken above the moving average band, so avoid going long or short until you see, if you're going short, wait for this to break to the downside, or if you want to go long, wait for the CCI on the daily to break further to the upside. Looking at BOIL on the monthly, first off on the trends, it's still very bearish, very well below its moving averages on the price chart. There's no CCI for it. On the weekly, we still got this bullish divergence. This CCI keeps rising, higher lows versus lower lows on the price, and you'll notice there the price is actually broken further to the downside. So we're going to extend that Fibonacci range to that level there. That's assuming it starts bouncing from there. So again, we always wait for a significant bounce, and we'd like to see it break above this moving average band to then potentially adjust it. On the daily, you can see there we had this. It's a bit slow at the moment. You can see we had this major support at 8.14, and the price is broken below that now. Along we'll see the CCI breaking below the moving average band as well. So that's a very bearish outlook. The previous support was 8.14, and there's no further sign of another support at the moment. And as soon as that happens, I'll let you know. But at the moment, further downside it looks like for BOIL. Now if we go to the intraday charts, using short trades only because the daily is going more bearish there. We only take short trades, and you would have entered the last entry would have been when that CCI broke below that moving average band on the 1 hour chart. You can see there, and you'd still be in a trade at the moment if that was trading. You would have avoided going long here. Remember the rule, we only go long or short when the higher time frame, in this case the daily, is giving us an equivalent signal. So if you're going long here, you would have liked to have gone long during this period as well when that daily was long, but it wasn't. So wait for it to break above or below the bands to confirm the trend. So for KOLD, on the monthly, it's still above its moving average band. There's no CCI for it, so somewhat neutral to bullish on the monthly. On the weekly, we've still got this bullish movement. Now, there's not a divergence, because that divergence finished when that started rising from there. We had a bullish divergence, a very light one during that period in late 21, early 22. You can see there lower lows on the CCI. Let me just expand that. Lower lows on the CCI versus higher lows on the lower lows on the price, higher lows on the CCI. And that CCI is still rising, still giving us a bullish momentum. And likewise, the price is still moving in that bullish movement. That's on the weekly. Now on the daily, we've broken above this moving average band. It's a very narrow band, but it's broken above it, and it's also broken above this minor resistance at 78.30, and it looks like it's approaching this major resistance at 85.10. So again, long positions only on the intraday. And if you go to the intraday charts, long positions only. Let me turn on the long arrows. So you would have entered an entry there when the CCI broke above, and you'd still be in the trade at the moment. Now, you wouldn't have entered, or you could have closed it out with a small loss if you're using a stop loss, or if you had to want to wait for it to fall a bit more significantly. And in this case, it's actually recovered and it's still going up. So you'd still be in a trade had you entered a position on that point there. So only trade again in the direction of the higher time frame. Lastly, we look at UNG on the trends. Now on the monthly, it's still below its moving averages on the price, and that's broken into that moving average range on the CCI, so very narrow range, but nonetheless we look at it as a neutral positioning. On the weekly, again we've got a bullish divergence here, and that's still moving higher, the CCI, versus lower lows on the price. So that's a bullish divergence, and it looks like it's still that's almost a double bottom at the moment, and it could well break lower than that. As long as the CCI keeps rising, we're going to consider it a bullish divergence. So that's the weekly. And on the daily, you can see there it broke through this minor support at 12.96 and now touching this major support at 12.57. Notice as well the CCI is broken below the moving average band, giving us a bearish signal, so only taking short trades on the intraday. Again, on the intraday charts, on the 1 hour here, we've got short trades. So if I turn on the short arrows, that would have been the latest entry when it broke below there on the CCI. Remember, we don't go short during these periods when it's neutral or long. We only take short positions when it's broken below the moving average band. So that would have been your latest entry, and you'd still be in a trade today. Now just be careful. You may want to carefully watch that support. It may break through it, or it may actually bounce from there. But at the moment, the CCI is still dropping. So carefully watch that CCI for any potential pullback to the upside. To support the channel more, hit that like and subscribe button and share the video. For added benefits and the cost of a coffee, consider subscribing to the Patreon page, where we look at weekly scans of bullish trending shares and insider trades that may have occurred. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.